Gentlemen, I apologize for the mess in the background. I apologize for the crappy audio, but I'm having to record this on my computer because my phone is currently jacked up and it's I don't really know what to do. But thank you all so much for returning to the channel. Please make sure to like and subscribe. Today we're going to be talking about Stranger Things, as yesterday I officially completed my first time watch of the show, seasons 1 through 4, and I'm basically just going to be ranking them and talking about them. And yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. So, starting off my Stranger Things ranking, I'm going to be ranking the seasons, and all 4 seasons. And yeah, please let me know down in the comments what you think. I'm just going to be doing a mini review of each season. And yeah, so season 1, I will probably have to put at first place just because it's so unbelievably good and it holds a special place in a lot of people's hearts, including my own. I really, really love this season. Noah Schnapp's performance in this show is unbelievable. He's a phenomenal actor. He's great. And Gaten Matarazzo, Finn Wolfhard, everyone in the show does such a great job. And season 1 really captures that youthful sort of energy that they had in the first season, and it's so great. And it introduces us to a crap ton of new concepts and interesting concepts that we're able to sort of drag out within the next few seasons, and it's really, really fun, and I enjoyed a lot. So season 1 will probably have to go at first place. At my spot number 2, I'm probably going to put season 4. This show is like so unbelievably good. Like, I can't even describe it. Like, we have the running up that hill scene in season 4, which I believe it's in episode 4, and it is so unbelievably well executed and well done. I love every single minute of that season. It's great. My only flaw is that the kids are separated for majority of it, right? And we're sort of keeping them out of the loop. It's a mess, but I love it. Hopper and Elle's reunion at the end of that season is so good, and they played the same exact score that they did in season 3 whenever Hopper is reading the letter to Elle, and I think it's beautiful storytelling. It's amazing. And then we also sort of get to see some sort of ease between Hopper and Mike at the end of that season as well, because at the end of season 3, they were kind of because Hopper had sort of threatened Mike to stay away from Elle, and then, at the end of season 4, they're hugging and they're glad to see each other and everything like that. So I love that. I love that whole dynamic. And yeah, Steve is great in this season as well. The whole stuff with Nancy and Steve, I think, is really interesting. We sort of write off Jonathan in this season, which is kind of weird, right? We only get like one genuine good moment with him, and that's with Will, when he's sort of talking about how Will doesn't really come to him anymore for anything. And that's really because he's high for most of the season. And yeah, so we sort of write him off. Argyle is a good comedic relief. I found him to be annoying at times, but there will be times where I was genuinely like out loud laughing. So yeah, and then obviously the whole plotline in Russia with Hopper is like so interesting, and it's so cool. And we get that scene where Hopper freaking chops off the Demogorgon's head with Running Up That Hill playing. And Nancy being surgical with the shotgun is wild. Do not mess with Nancy walking down Wheeler, because she will walk you down and she will freaking chop you up. Yeah, the only flaw that I really have with this season is Robin. and the fact that we change up her character so much. I didn't like it. I found her to be incredibly annoying in this season. There will be times where I was like, okay, yeah, no, that was funny. And then there will be times where I was like, stop talking. Like, shut up. You know, like, it's like, you were so snarky and sort of laid back and cool in season 3, and now in season 4, we've changed you up for absolutely no reason. You know, I understand you have this crush. Vicky is her name, right? I understand that, and it's making you all giddy. I honestly thought she was falling for Nancy in season 4. I thought that's why she was acting so weird. But no, it was just like a weird creative decision that the Duffers decided to do. Like, that made no sense to me at all. My next in my ranking, so right now it goes 1, 4, probably 3. 3 is the best visually looking season of the show. It is so unbelievably breathtaking. That Starcourt mall set is unbelievable. It looks like an actual mall that they filmed at. Like, it's crazy how good the sets in this show look. The visuals, the cinematography, everything is great. Everything with the mind flare is really interesting. We get introduced to Billy in this season as well. Max's older, sort of meaner kind of brother. Yeah, it's cool, man. And, I mean, it's cool, and the things that we do with Billy are weird, but they're also weirdly intriguing as well. And we see him at the end of that season sacrifice himself, and we sort of start, and that's sort of the beginning of Max's arc in season 4, and where we sort of leave off with her, and that's seeing her brother die, which is really, really weird. Even though her brother was a major jerk to her and a jerk to pretty much everyone. And yeah, it's weird because I remember when the season was first coming out, and obviously I wasn't watching the show, but like my TikTok feed was full of Steve Harrington edits throughout season 3 was airing, so that was pretty funny. And Steve is a really good character in season 3. A lot of people compare him to like Zuko, and like we get like that sort of redemption arc, and things like that. And honestly, Steve, like I don't really understand the hate. I don't see really where. Like I understand in season 1, right? He was being a little bit of a jerk to Jonathan. He said that like he was a mistake and all this stuff, right? That's messed up. He didn't necessarily stop the guys from putting the stuff up on the theater. I understand that. But also, like, he tries to go back and apologize multiple times. Like, he's always been a good guy. He's just never sort of. The timing isn't necessarily great for his character. He's always been caught in the worst times, basically. So yeah, so it goes season 1, 4, 3 for me, and then my next one is and the last I want to talk about in season 3 is at the end. Oh my god, made me cry. Hopper's letter made me sob like a baby. The score, everything, so unbelievably good. It's a really heartfelt show. Same thing with season 4, made me cry a lot. So it goes 1, 4, 3. Let's see. Ooh, I might have. Yeah, it goes 1, 4, 3, 2. Because that one episode just threw me off entirely. I understand we're sort of trying to tell Eleven's story a little bit, where I don't, but there's just so many inconsistencies in that season. Like, why is her sister the only one in the show that really has a different set of powers? I don't get it. Because we see in season 4 and all the flashbacks that, like, everyone pretty much has the same power set, right? Except for the one person, which I thought was incredibly weird. And yeah, so season 2 is probably the worst season for me. It's still a good season of television. Besides that one episode, I think it's great. I can't really remember too much about it off the top of my head, but I do remember enjoying it. Bob's death. Don't even get me started. Was that in season 2 or season 3? I can't remember, but all I know is that Bob's death really got me. It was like stabbed to the heart. That was Yeah, and then season 3, Alexi's death also really got to me when we really get introduced to that character. He doesn't speak a lick of English, but we still really grow emotionally attached to him, and we get that great scene with him and Hopper where he's about to leave the driveway and then he stops, right, and he backs up the car and he's like, "I like strawberry too," it's yeah, I really enjoyed that whole dynamic with Alexi in season 3 and Murray as well. We get introduced. Oh my God, we get introduced to Murray in season 3, and he's hilarious. And I find him incredibly hilarious in season 4. Oh my God, I couldn't stop laughing when he is like sort of talking himself into like taking out Yuri, and he's like, "Thank you, Joyce, for kind of thank you for getting me there." And Joyce is like, "I didn't do like anything. That was that was all you. You did that by yourself." And then we just see him be like a total badass in season 4, where he's like taking out Yuri and he's fighting with these like karate skills that we've never seen from him before. And but it is kind of funny whenever he reveals that like the kids that he fights in his karate class like aren't above the age of like 13. And so yeah, that the whole show in general was so good. So my final ranking for seasons of Stranger Things is seasons 1, 4, 3, 2. That's sort of how it goes. I like them all. I love them all. They're great, but that's my ranking. And I think that's really anyone's ranking, if I'm being real honest with you. I know some people like to switch out 3 and 4, which is totally understandable. But yeah, everyone is so great in this show, and Vecna is a really interesting villain, and we really get to see his backstory in season 4. And I guess the answer to the question that we've all been asking is sort of why did Will get taken in the first place in season 1? Is Vecna the Mind Flayer? Does the Mind Flayer control Vecna? How does that sort of work? And yeah, and really one of the main things in season 5 is like who's dying, right? And a lot of people have been sort of talking about that. Who's going to die in season 5? Who's dying? Who's dying? A lot of people have been saying Steve Harrington. A lot of people have been saying my Dusty Bun. That Dustin is gonna kick the bucket. A lot of people are saying 11 is probably the most expected to die. I think she might end up sacrificing herself, but you also can't do that to Mike. Don't do that to Mike. That is so unbelievably brutal and like not needed. I want everyone to survive. I want it to be sort of like a Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 sort of situation where we think Rocket is going to die and we think a lot of these people are going to die, right? And then we all sort of get their happy ending. I think that's kind of the route that we're going, right? The Deppers aren't going to kill off Steve Harrington, right? They're not going to kill off Hopper or 11, right? I don't know, but I think it's going to be really interesting to see how the season goes. And depending on when this comes out, the season might have already came out, or I'm still waiting. It's currently 3:15 November 26th as I'm watching this, and the season comes out at 8 p.m. Eastern. So I am incredibly excited. I'm incredibly juiced. I'm ready to go. I had my coffee this morning. I'm like freaking staying up and watching this whole thing. And yeah, and obviously the next volume that we're getting is at Christmas. So I'm going to be pretty much neglecting family these next few months. I'm going to be leaving everyone unread for the next few months. And yeah, season 5 is what we're really focusing on. And then New Year's is when we're getting the finale, and I really want to hold like a special screening for the finale, because they are doing theatrical releases for the finale of season 5. So I want to sort of get a group of friends together who have watched the show, who maybe haven't watched the show. I don't know. I'm going to be putting people onto the show. I want to do a special shout out to the Escape Pod podcast, especially Mr. Andrew Parker for hyping up this show as much as he did. Otherwise, I wouldn't have watched it. Yeah, I can't wait for this show. For this season, it's going to be an emotional one. It's going to be an emotional gut punch. I can't wait. It's yeah. This whole thing is going to be really really hard watch. And yeah, I don't know. Everyone has sort of everyone's like kind of scared, right, for this season, because it's like no one's safe pretty much. But I don't know. I think it's going to be a really special time for us Stranger Things fans, for new Stranger Things fans like myself, who have just now started to watch the show and grow in love with these characters. And by the way, one thing I want to point out is Sean Levy, right? Where was the cinematography in Deadpool and Wolverine? And the visuals. Because the lighting, everything is so good in the episodes that he directs. And then, like Deadpool and Wolverine is just gray. Like I don't really get it at all. I don't get it. So Mr. Sean Levy, I really hope that you do well with Starfighter because if you don't, I mean, what's with the inconsistencies, dude? Like what are we doing? You know, and it was also just announced that an anthology spin-off series of Stranger Things is in the works as well. And I know that we're getting an animated series next year as well. I'm pretty sure. So yeah, that's going to be fun. So we still have plenty of Stranger Things coming out, but it's not going to be the Stranger Things show. We're ending that, this year, which is sad. But I'm excited, and a lot of people are excited as well. So anyway, that's been my Stranger Things sort of review. That's been my sort of Stranger Things TED Talk. It's been my Stranger Things ranking. Yeah, man, get ready, because this is going to be an emotional one for sure. Steve, Joe Keery was asked in an interview, like, how much am I gonna cry? Like, how much are we gonna cry in this season? Because a lot of people cried in season 4, etc. And Joe Keery, like, without no hesitation, was like, "Oh, you're dead." Like, yeah, you're crying a lot in the season. I was like, well, that didn't help at all. So that's great. But thank you all so much for watching. I don't know how I'm going to cut this up and make this into clips because this was literally just me yapping. But thank you all so much for watching. Stranger Things Season 5 releases tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern. Make sure to go watch it. November 26th. And then Part 2 releases December 25th. And then finale December 31st. I shall catch you all in the next video. Take care and peace. Let's go get Vecna.